Let's just jump right into this explainer. We're going to break down exactly how to create a free CV through ChatGPT for jobs you actually want, without falling into the classic traps. I mean, we all know the dream, right? Whipping up a killer, interview-winning resume in just a few minutes. But doing it right, that takes a real strategy. So let's figure out how to make this tech actually work for us. So, can ChatGPT really write your CV in one click? That's the ultimate promise of AI resume building, isn't it? Just ask the chatbot to write a resume for a marketing job, copy, paste, and boom, you're hired. Well, actually, our sources show that relying on that whole one-click dream is a massive trap. And honestly, it could completely tank your job search. Just think about this number, 29%. That is the shockingly low applicant tracking system, or ATS, pass rate for resumes generated solely by ChatGPT. To put that in perspective, if you just let the bot do its thing and spit out a generic document, there's a massive 71% chance a human recruiter is never even going to see it. You get knocked out by the robot gatekeepers before the race even starts. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll unpack the AI resume trap. Second, the perfect prompting strategy. Then, building your core sections. After that, beating the ATS filters. And finally, a neat little hack to tailor your CV in 3 minutes. All right, starting with number 1, the AI resume trap, or the hidden cost of AI generation. We really need to debunk this myth that AI can just magically do everything perfectly from a blank slate. The cold, hard data here is absolutely staggering. When you compare a purely ChatGPT method to a hybrid approach, meaning you use AI to brainstorm but pair it with a dedicated tool or just plain human oversight, look at the total time difference. You're looking at 69 minutes for the ChatGPT-only approach versus just 28 minutes for a hybrid workflow. And the kicker? That ATS pass rate jumps from that dismal 29% all the way up to a highly effective 74%. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth does the fast ChatGPT-only method take 69 minutes? Well, it boils down to 47 agonizing minutes the average user wastes just trying to fix terrible formatting. See, ChatGPT spits out plain text. So when you try to jam that into a template, you're literally spending an hour fighting with margins, weird bullet points, and spacing issues just to make the thing readable.
Okay, moving right along to section 2, the perfect prompting strategy. You know the old saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. If you want a free interview-winning CV, you've got to know exactly how to talk to the AI.
The absolute most crucial thing here is context. You have to feed it specific details to avoid that generic robotic filler. Think of your perfect prompt like a recipe. You need your target role, plus your years of experience, plus your industry, your key achievements, and finally, your specific target audience. If you just type in, write a marketing resume, you're going to get predictable fluff. But if you give it this specific formula, absolute gold. The difference here is literally night and day. A standard basic bullet point sounds something like, helped with social media for the company. Kind of boring, right? But when you use that formula to quantify your impact, ChatGPT transforms it into directed social media strategy across LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, growing combined following from 8K to 52K. It instantly takes a basic daily task and turns it into a serious executive-level achievement. Let's jump into section 3, building your core sections. This is all about the absolute smartest workflow for getting the best content out of the AI without overwhelming the system. Here's a pro tip. Never ask ChatGPT to write your whole CV in one giant prompt. Just don't do it. Instead, use a bit-by-bit feeding method. First, just feed it your basic info, job title, company, dates. Second, brainstorm the bullets together by telling it what you did in super simple terms. And third, ask it to refine the tone. Breaking it down like this stops ChatGPT from hallucinating. You know, when the AI gets a little too creative and suddenly decides you were the CEO of Google back in 2018, we definitely want to avoid that. And when you get to that third step, refining the tone, make sure you tell ChatGPT to use the CAR method. That stands for challenge, action, result. Honestly, did you know that 78% of recruiters would rather read about measurable achievements than just a list of your daily duties? By forcing the AI into this specific, results-driven framework, you're making sure every single bullet point highlights your direct impact and keeps those recruiters very, very happy. All right, section 4, beating the ATS filters. Let's tackle the elephant in the room, passing those robot gatekeepers so human eyes can actually see your CV. These free formatting hacks are totally the secret sauce to avoiding that massive 47-minute headache we talked about earlier. To dodge an ATS rejection, just ask ChatGPT to output your resume as LaTeX code. And hey, don't panic if you're not a coder. LaTeX is just a super clean text format that strips out all that messy, invisible formatting. You just copy that code, paste it into a free site like Overleaf, and boom, instant, perfectly clean PDF. Or you can just use free dedicated AI builders like Career Builder. But whatever route you choose, always stick to single column layouts and standard fonts. That ensures the software can actually read what's on the page.
So why jump through all these hoops just for a piece of software? Well, because a whopping 85% of jobs are still filled through online channels where these ATS gatekeepers are standing guard. Even if you snag a referral, your CV usually still has to pass through the system. And if your layout is too complex, you are essentially invisible to them.
And finally, Section 5, Tailor in 3 minutes. This is the grand finale. We're going to look at how to customize that perfect base resume for a specific job posting and do it insanely fast.
Check out this workflow. It will save you literal hours of manual rewriting. Step 1, copy the exact job description of the role you want. Step 2, attach your awesome new base resume into ChatGPT. Step 3, use a dedicated tailoring prompt asking the AI to match your real experience to the specific language in that job ad. Step 4, quickly review it and export. That's the whole shebang. You are done in under 3 minutes.
But wait, there is a catch here, and it's absolutely critical. You have to include this specific rule in your tailoring prompt. Do not fabricate anything. Use only what's already in my resume. If you leave that guardrail off, the AI might just invent a bunch of certifications or skills you don't actually have just to get a 100% match with the job description. Keeping your application honest is totally non-negotiable.
I think one of our sources hits the nail right on the head with this thought. AI won't replace strategy, but when used correctly, it can make resume writing faster, smarter, and significantly more effective. That really sums up the whole philosophy of this explainer. You have to treat AI as your incredibly fast assistant, not your replacement. It still desperately needs your strategy, your unique real-world experience, and your final review.
So the real question is, are you ready to stop applying the hard way? You've got the exact formulas, the formatting hacks, and the step-by-step workflows to create a free CV through ChatGPT for jobs you genuinely want. It's time to test out these prompts, bypass those annoying ATS filters, and really take control of your job search. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer.